Good morning, everybody. Back again. It's fine. I think it's Saturday morning. Um, yeah, I'm back. Um, so yeah, good morning. Um, Still in the F Sharp series, guys. I'm so sick and tired of the F Sharp series. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. This is terrible. I do not like the series. Um, but the reason I don't like it is because I suck at it. So you know. Yeah, I just got to warming up a little bit. So, um, I'm a little distant today. I don't know why. I just am. I'm off in my own world today. Um, I'm feeling thoughtful. I'm feeling like I'm thinking a lot of things today. So I don't know. Like earlier, I was talking to myself about if we swap like really old geniuses like Galileo with people of the modern age who were just as smart as them, would we have the same inventions and know the same knowledge? Like, not swapped them in the sense that we literally plucked them from their time and put them in ours, but like if they were born at each other's time, would we still be as knowledgeable or even more knowledgeable than we are now? Um, so I don't know. I think it's a cool thought experiment. But anyway, yeah. Also, I've been thinking a little bit today about um, comedy and what comedy used to be. I got a recommendation on. I was watching TV, and my dad has this Amazon Fire Stick. And for whatever reason today, and while I was scrolling, I saw America's Funniest Home Videos. Now, how many of y'all have actually watched an episode of that show in the last 6 months, a year, 3 years? Because I'll tell you what, the last episode on the Amazon Fire Stick was in 2024. I don't know if the show is canceled. I don't know if anything like that, but the show ran or is running, but I know that it's ran for about 34 seasons. And I'm sure most of y'all know what America's Funniest Home Video is, or videos, but no one watches it anymore. And nowadays, it's like a social media channel that posts shorts. Like, it's interesting to think about what humor used to be and how we've changed so much as a society with things like humor and culture and, like traditions and style, that we are maybe not unrecognizable from the people of, get this, 2003. That was the episode I found today, was season 1 in 2003. I don't know if it's the actual season 1 or just the season 1 Amazon has listed, but 2003 is the year it gives. Like, back then, people would laugh at just like a middle-aged woman falling into a bucket or a kid stealing Easter eggs out of another kid's basket. That was like the funniest thing on the show. In fact, the video that won the contest for the show was the video of a girl stealing Easter eggs out of another girl's basket. That was the video that won. Now, I've never been exactly, agreeable with AFV earnings and victories and stuff, but at the same time, that was humor. That was the pinnacle of humor. That was America's Funniest Home Videos. That was the whole point of the show. And I guess you could argue that it was very corporate, very sanitized humor, so it was only just like the most simple and childish humor at the time. But that's also pre-YouTube. For those of you who were unaware, 2003 is 2 years before YouTube even was a platform. It existed probably alongside early Facebook and MySpace and whatever else they had. I wouldn't know. I didn't live there. But at the same time, those would have been in their infancy as well. Like, that wouldn't have been... It's not what it is now, anyway. So, ultimately, those social media platforms would have been doing roughly the same thing anyway. They would have been posting just either daily life things, or they would have been posting funny videos. And that's where the idea from the show came from, I'm sure. Plus, humans are spontaneous and weird, and ultimately are imperfect. And that's where a lot of humor actually comes from, is the imperfection of humans. I know I'm rambling at the start of this practice video, but bear with me here. But now, if you scroll any shorts feed for a long enough time and you come across a meme compilation, it will be nothing like what you would have seen in America's Funniest Home Videos. It will be a GIF from a rather popular movie of a person making an expression with captions on it that read something kind of funny, and either blaringly loud music or some meme song. And that's a meme now. That's the funny. That's humor, at least according to the modern internet. That is what people laugh at. And I've always thought that's interesting. At least a little bit as like a culture standpoint. I feel like it traces back to the advent of social media in the first place. But I feel like YouTube was responsible for making humor what it is now. Not responsible in the sense that it just had its hand behind it all and eventually just wanted to turn us all into, like strange, unfunny, or weird people through humor and memes. I'm not saying that necessarily. But I am saying that if not for platforms like YouTube or just YouTube itself, we would not be even remotely in the place we are with humor. I believe we would have been very similar to those people in 2003 who were just laughing at a dog pushing a dude into a lake. Like, that would have been humor for us. I don't necessarily think it would have been the exact same. That would be silly. But I also have reason to believe it would have lasted a lot longer the way it was if not for social media. Because my little brother, for whatever reason, his whole shtick right now is watching incredibly old shows. I'm not talking like 90s, that's not old. I'm not talking like 80s, that's not really old to me either. I mean shows from like the 50s, like Leave It to Beaver, or Hogan's Heroes. I don't remember when that show came out, but stuff like that. And he always recommends them to me. He's like, these shows are really, really funny, Will. You should watch them with me. But he'll spend the entire time watching the shows without laughing. In fact, it is almost notable how quiet he gets when he watches the shows. And I can't help but be roughly the same way. Every now and then I get a little chuckle out of it. But, like, humor was different then. It was mostly human. It was influenced by just human imperfection rather than, like a pop culture thing or something like that. It would have been really just human imperfection or circumstances or coincidences or just funny things that happened, simple stuff. But now it's like everything is a pop culture reference. Everything is a meme format. Everything is designed to make you have little amounts of dopamine every time you laugh, every time you watch something. And I think because of things like that, we're at the place we are now. I'm not going to say it's worse. I'm not going to say it's better. I'm the one watching those memes like a moron. But at the end of the day, it probably would not even be remotely the same if not for those types of things. So By the way, welcome to this practice video, everybody. I'm terrible. I rant far too much. And that's because I really just don't want to do what I'm about to do today. So today we're going to revisit the pentatonic scale, and we're going to revisit the major triad, and then I really want to be finished with the F sharp series today. Likely we'll finish it tomorrow. And honestly, I'll probably just call it quits if I'm not finished tomorrow. We have been working on this series for almost 2-ish weeks now, and I can't stand the F sharp series anymore. I just cannot play it. We were still doing the F sharp series when I was on tenor. This video, I think, is number 17. If I had posted the missing video, it would have been 18. And we started the F sharp series back in like episode 10. I don't want to do this one anymore. We did the C series in like 4. We did the F series in 4 videos, maybe 5, but probably 4 videos. We did the G. It took a while to do what we did in the G series, and we had to stop in one place, but we did everything else. And that took probably 4 or 5 days. So, but we're still working on the F sharp series, and we're getting closer and closer to 20, and we spent twice as much time on this series as we have any of the others, even some combined. So I think we've spent more time on the F sharp series than we have the C series or the F series. And I want to remedy that. I don't want to spend any more time on this series because I think it would legitimately drive me nuts. But I do want to get through the rest of the exercises. I want to do the minor arpeggio, the diminished arpeggio, and the augmented arpeggio. And I want to do all the 7 chords. The chromatic scale is less important to me because we'll be practicing a whole bunch anyway, and I warm up on the chromatic scale, so at least that gives me time to actually do it. But the goal is to at least make it through the series. I think I might lower the goalposts a little bit to 108 for being the high tempo, depending on how fast I go through the exercise. If I make it to 108 and only take like 5 minutes, I'll go to 120. But for stuff like the major triad, the pentatonic scale, or even the scale in thirds, we will not be doing it another time. I don't even know how many times we've done that one. But even stuff like that, I don't want to do a whole lot more because I've worked on that so much, and I'll get more time with it later anyway. So I want to move past them for now. I'm still going to work on the major and the dominant 7 chords, even though they have the same problem in them. But for the most part, we're going to back away from that. We're going to work on those mostly as like a high notes exercise rather than the low notes. And if I get the low notes out, that's cool. So I'm still going to focus on it for now, like for today. But after today, when we get to the 7 chords, I'm not going to worry about it as much. It's going to frustrate me, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'll have more time to work on that thing with the B-flat series, with the B series. I won't be working on that transition. No, I will. The B series will have C-sharp series will have it. I'll revisit the G series because we didn't actually do it quite right. That's all the notable ones, pretty much. I mean, just going and revisiting all the stuff I just either skipped over or didn't do. We'll eventually do it again, I'm sure. Actually, the E series has it too. So eventually we'll make our way back around to doing it a few more times. And that transition will likely be, if not good by college, acceptable by college. I'll take acceptable. So, I need to practice. We're almost 15 minutes into this video, and I haven't even started playing my saxophone yet. I apologize. But, yeah. So, I'm going to revisit the pentatonic scale and the major triad today. And I'm going to try and get through the triads, all of them, all the augmented one included. Yeah, I want to do those today. I want to get all of them done. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm practicing for an hour and timers seem to help me stay on task, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to set a timer for each exercise. If I do the pentatonic scale and all 4 of the triads, it's 5 exercises, meaning they each get about 12 minutes. I'm going to give myself 12 minutes to work on each one. If I'm close to finishing it, then I'll finish it out. Like if I'm at like 112 and the timer goes off, then I'll go to 120. But for the most part, I'm going to stay within 12 minutes of practice. If I'm done with it before the 12 minutes, I just reset the timer and start the next one. That's not a big deal for me. Get a couple reps out of it and then reset the timer, go to the next one. And then once we get the augmented one, we're done with that. I'll probably just be done, honestly. Even if it's not a full hour of practice, that's good enough. If we make it through all of them, then that's fantastic. I don't actually think I'll make it through most of them without running the timer out. The minor one and the diminished one will probably be the easiest ones, surprisingly, for this one, because the minor scale only goes down to that low C sharp, and then so it's like, and then the diminished one, instead of a C sharp, it's just a C. So. And really, it's just this. At that point, you're just working on getting those fingers to work. But you can cheese that, really. It's harder to cheese than a lot of things are, but cheesing is always good. It helps. So yeah, we're gonna review pentatonic scale. I'm gonna start it at like 100, and we're gonna give it 12 minutes as well, but only because it might be silly today. So I'm gonna start my timer. Got to pull it up. This is spontaneous, by the way. I just decided I was gonna do this because I've had an issue recently of just not staying on task. Even in the video I didn't upload, I just rambled for like 40 minutes. So I don't want to ramble a whole lot more than I already have. So I was pointing at the clock, but I realized that this is just me. Yeah. But yeah. No more rambling. We're going to try not to ramble. If I ramble, it'll be in between exercises. It won't be during. So I'm going to try not to, though, because this video is going to be like 2 hours long if I decide to do that. Anyway, pentatonic scale. Timer is started. I don't have to be perfect about this. I just have to be efficient, I guess, which I'm known for. Stupid rocking chair. It's not bad. We'll move up. 104. We're also going to review the major triad at 100 because I've technically already done it. I don't remember what speed I got it up to, but I did do it already. The metronome was set on 108, so I'm assuming that's where I got. But yeah. 110. I almost scrolled past 110. That was perfect. We're moving on. That was really good. If I sound muffled in my low notes, it's because it is between my legs and my very soft, comfy basketball shorts. I'm not going to sit on the edge of a rocking chair. No. Simply no. It is very comfy. It's leather. It's like a faux leather green chair. I got it from my great-grandma when she passed. That was 8th grade, so 5.5 years at this point. We've had these chairs since then. Our grandpa was kind enough to give these to us. We have 2 of them. I don't know where the second one is. It's around here somewhere. But we have 2 of them. I'm sitting in one of them. It's very comfy. The only issue is it gets kind of cold before you sit in it, so you got to be careful. But otherwise, it's a very fantastic chair. It doesn't get hot very quickly, which is nice. Throat's dry from all that talking I did. So, yep, I still in my house. Laundry's currently drying. I don't have any more laundry to do, thankfully, but it's drying right now. This chair is very comfy, by the way. I could fall asleep in this chair if I really wanted to. I could fall asleep anywhere, but this chair would be pretty easy. So, I've fallen asleep on the ground before, both sitting up and laying down on the couch in my dad's recliner, which is even smaller. I've slept on a hardwood floor before. That one sucked, but it was okay. I've slept in my car. I slept a few places. You know, more than the average Joe. I sleep everywhere. I'm always sleepy, and that helps. So, you know, I'm not picky. As long as my back doesn't hurt when I get up, I'm alright. Speaking of back, my shoulder... Nah, I should ramble. I'll ramble later. Okay. 116. Fingers rest for a second. Yesterday I made a fried chicken sandwich. It was good. I didn't fry the sandwich. I fried chicken and put it in the sandwich like a normal human being. But I'm going to, at some point, make another one, and I'm going to record it and post the video. I made a very unsuccessful one. I burnt my first chicken breast, and I managed to make the second one good. But, you know, the second one was nice and juicy. The first one was black. not like actually black, but the oil was burnt, and the chicken was burnt. But on the inside, it was still raw, so I messed up that whole batch. I ended up refrying it, and then until it was cooked, and then eating it as a snack while I was making the sandwich. But it was okay. It tasted like burnt chicken. It is what it is. One thing I haven't cracked is how to get the seasonings to actually work. They make the chicken taste slightly better and more flavorful, but I just can't ever get it to taste right. I don't know why. My bad. Wrong button. My finger almost went under the key. That's kind of the issue with this one, is my finger stuck in there. That's kind of the issue right now. I'm sleepy already. Why won't I do it? I don't know. It's hot in here. Pinky already hurt. I'm hungry. Okay. I'll take it. What's gonna happen is it's gonna be perfect at 120 for some reason. I told myself I wasn't going to worry about it, so we're not going to worry about it. Timer's almost done anyway. I'm going to go grab a snack because I'm starving all of a sudden. So I'll be right back. I'm not going to cut this part of the video. Y'all get to see what snack I get. Set that on the table. Leg. I've been having leg cramps like almost, or I've almost had a leg cramp about 100 times the last week. It's really quite frustrating. I don't know why. I mean, I drink plenty of water. The only thing I can think is I don't really get that much potassium because I don't eat bananas. But, you know, whatever. So not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. But I've been eating these little Nature Valley wafer bars. I don't know if they're new or not, but they seem pretty new. I only saw them recently. I've tried the chocolate version, I've tried the lemon version, and I'm currently eating the strawberry version. The lemon one's my favorite so far. The lemon one's good if you refrigerate it, like a cookie. But they're all like those strawberry wafers you can get at a gas station, but it's one big bar of wafer. Like it looks like that. Can't remember. Yeah, like that. It's just one big wafer. And they're good little snacks. I put them in my lunch. I put one in there usually with my sandwich. That's all I eat for lunch. It's good. I like them more than the regular Nature Valley bars, so I'm gonna get these from now on. And they're probably terrible for you, but yeah. Like, I'm not eating these, boxes at a time. I'm eating one every few hours, if that. And usually I find something better to eat, but I don't want to take too long. And I just want to eat my bar. How y'all doing today? I guess to give y'all some context why I'm so sleepy all of a sudden. If I want to wake up at 6 o'clock, I have to go to bed at 10 o'clock to get a full 8 hours of sleep. I haven't been the last couple of days. In fact, yesterday I was up till almost 12:30. No reason in particular. Just was, procrastinating on going to bed. And as a result, I've been sleepy. Really, really sleepy. All day. Every day. And I do this a lot, so, I've been pretty tired the last few days. But if I want to go to bed and get 8 hours of sleep, I need to go to bed at 10. But my body doesn't actually work like that. For whatever reason, my body thinks it's really funny that if I wake up to an alarm, any progress I had with sleep is canceled. So I can go to bed at 8 o'clock, wake up to an alarm and still be tired. Or I could sleep for 8 and even just 7 hours without an alarm, wake up on my own, and feel fantastic for the rest of the day. No monster, nothing. So I had a monster today, by the way. I don't know why my body does that. I guess the alarm just, it surprises me and makes me wake up faster, and as a result I lose more energy than I would just waking up to a normal day. Thankfully I have the day off this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, but as a result I'm probably going to get plenty of sleep if I don't stay up like a moron. So I hope I don't stay up. I'm going to try not to. I'll probably go to bed as soon as this video is posted. But I'm going to try not to stay up too long. That bar Tastes almost exactly like the wafers from the gas station that my mom used to get me all the time. If it weren't for the fact that I ate so much McDonald's when I was younger, I would attribute the wafers to be the thing that made me the most fat. I'm talking, I don't even remember what brand. Probably Keebler. Strawberry is my favorite wafer flavor. I've had vanilla, which is a good one. I've had chocolate, which is my least favorite. I don't like chocolate flavor anything. I like chocolate. I love chocolate. I just hate chocolate flavor. Like, I don't like chocolate ice cream. In some cases, I don't really like chocolate cake. I'm throwing my mouth out for a few minutes. I don't like chocolate milk. I just don't like chocolate flavor. Never have. I don't like chocolate cereal. Sometimes. I like Cocoa Pebbles. Cocoa Pebbles are good. But everything else kind of sucks. So, like, where was I going? Oh, I was talking about wafer types. I've had vanilla, chocolate, which sucks. Strawberry is, like, nostalgic, and I think it's probably my favorite. If it's not strawberry, then it's anything citrus. I've had orange before, which is probably my least favorite citrus flavor, but still leagues ahead of most flavors. I've had lime, and I've had lemon. They're tied. There's no difference when it comes to flavoring things citrus. And then the last flavor I've had is peanut butter. Peanut butter is pretty good too. It's kind of up there with strawberry, but in like a savory way rather than a sweet way. But I don't know. Wafers are like really nostalgic for me because my mom would buy them like all the time when we were going on trips, or when we went to church. Sometimes she would buy me and my two little siblings wafer bars. We'd have to split a pack of 15 between the three of us, and I'd always be disappointed that I only got 5 wafers. But it is what it is. I can eat a whole box, and I'll feel terrible at the end, but honestly, it's like the best time of my life. I just pop them in, no problem. I can eat a wafer really in one bite, but I choose to do 2. So, just because if I do it in one bite, it looks like I have a log sticking out the sides of my mouth. But I don't know. I just like wafers. So, seeing Nature Valley had a wafer bar, I was like, oh, let me try that. They've been pretty good. Plus, they don't come in packs of 15 like most wafers do. So you can eat them one at a time and not go through the entire box. It's fantastic. Like, they're not going to get stale if you decide not to eat all of them. There's only one, and it's massive. It's about the size of about 4 wafers. So, fantastic bars. Y'all should go try them. I would personally recommend lemon. I think that's my favorite Nature Valley wafer, especially because I eat them with my lunch, and cold, they're actually better. Strawberry doesn't get cold for some reason, and chocolate is just kind of mid. It's like a peanut butter wafer with chocolate on it. It's okay. It could be better, though. The lemon one's my favorite, though. It tastes like if you've ever had a Girl Scout lemonade cookie, which is also my favorite Girl Scout cookie, by the way. I don't really... Thin Mints are good. Samoans are good. Lemonades are the best. And I will fight you on that, honestly. Like, lemonades are just such a good cookie. They're better cold than Thin Mints are. Like, honestly. Like, the mouthfeel of them, it's like a shortbread cookie, which are already fantastic, by the way. And then it's got like a thin layer of lemon frosting, and the whole cookie's lemon flavor. I love citrus. I love citrus flavors. My favorite flavor of almost anything is citrus. Maybe not ice cream, but I also have never had a lemon ice cream, so I can't really say for sure if I like it or not. I should find one. I should find a lemon ice cream. I bet it'd be good. Oh, I've had sherbet. Sherbet's the same thing. I like sherbet. I haven't had it in a while though. I should probably practice now. One more mouth rinse just to be safe. I can still feel stuff in my teeth. Yeah, if you don't rinse your mouth out, you get a bunch of sugar in your instrument. And it'll either rot the pads, introduce mold, or I've actually heard of bugs like crawling into the instrument. So you definitely don't want that. Fortunately, I think my case seal's tight enough to where no bugs can get through. It uses a zipper, and it latches closed. So I don't really need to worry about that, but mold is also not great, and neither is just food residue in your instrument or rotting pads. You know, none of those are good things, but I've actually heard of like people, like, I think it was a story my band director in middle school told us. It was like someone drank like a Sprite before playing the tuba, and when they came back to the tuba, their mouthpiece and the tuba were full of ants. Like, you don't want to risk it, man. Like, if an ant on the outside of your body is awful, imagine what it's going to do when it crawls through that mouthpiece and bites you on the tongue. That's terrible. Like, don't do that. Like, and that's probably the reason. He probably is just trying to scare us, but honestly, I believe it. I can see it happening. So, major triad. That's the stopwatch. Okay. Going with that. Moving on. Not doing that. Okay. Oh, that was good. All right, moving on. So hot here. Oh my goodness. I gotta turn the fan on, even it's gonna mess up the sound. It's hot. Oh, snap. That's already better. All right. That's not me. I kind of sound like Rosella 2 sound fun. Turn that off for a second. Kind of a little bit. There you go. A little bit. Kind of. Anyway. I'm taking that. We're going to take that. That was terrible, but from memory, so it was not great anyway. That was. If you know the piece, it's Fantasy sur un thème original. I practiced it and I performed it in front of my saxophone friends and never got a chance to perform it on stage. It is my favorite alto sax solo to listen to currently of all time. But it is a fantastic piece. So, I think it's 20s. It's a good piece. You should listen to it if you haven't. I won't post anything. I might post it in the description. Why not? We're going to go with that because the problem is exactly what I thought it was going to be. We're moving on to the minor. Also, we're going to start it at 102 because this should not be hard in the slightest. Starting the timer. All right. Good enough. Sorry, I keep kicking the table that the iPad's on. It's fun. There we go. Good enough. All right, and we're just gonna do the diminished in the exact same timer because we still have 9 minutes. Anyway. What do you know, guys? We might get this video finished in an hour. I really don't want to do that, but, you know, either way. $120. There we go. All right. Diminished, or no, augmented arpeggio. This should be easy too, but not for the same reason. So we're going to start a new timer, but we probably won't need it either. Maybe I will use the full 12 minutes. Almost choked on my own spit. That feels weird no matter what I do. Oh, that's nasty, but it's better. Oh, that's terrible. Alright, I've done this rant at least 3 times now. But there are 3 different B-flat fingerings, or really 4, but 3 main B-flat fingerings on the saxophone. You have the one you're probably taught when you start. It is A, and then this side key here. You get B-flat. Then you have a special key right here called the bis key. If you push both the bis key and your first finger at the same time, you get B flat. This is bis B flat. This is side bis B flat. I'll let go of the thing. But there's a third fingering that really you shouldn't use unless you're going quickly. And that fingering, it depends on what note you start with and what note you end with. The easier one is 1 and 1. And you might notice, I mean, you probably don't because the fan's on, but you might notice that that actually is a lot weaker of a sound. And that's why we don't use it. It sucks as lyrical fingering. It's not good for that. It's good specifically for runs and trills. But you could alternate that fingering to this, which is just one in the middle finger on your bottom hand rather than this one. So you can do the same thing. So you can also do it with this one, but there's literally no reason to do that. This finger is just slower. So you want to. So what I'm doing there is I'm starting on F sharp. And you can actually keep this finger down the entire time, which is nice. So that's what I meant by cheesing earlier. If you cheese something on the saxophone, it just means keeping a finger down the whole time. Another infamous use of this is anything in the C sharp series where you can just hold down this key. So I'll do the C sharp major arpeggio. It doesn't even mess with the top note, which usually it does. In fact, it makes it better all of a sudden. I didn't know that. And that works with any of these fingerings. So if I wanted to do, for whatever reason, an A flat minor arpeggio, I would go. With this button here, this one. And you can also hold this fingering down for anything, so. You can hold that down too. So that's cheesing. It just means holding a note or a finger down the whole time. That way you don't have to move it. Just because, like, I could either do that or. And just have to move that pinky. The pinky, that's the fastest I can get it to go right there. As opposed to, like, I have to really try at that. Like, your fingers are just, they're all fast, but your pointer finger and your middle finger are going to be the fastest. That's why this is a trill fingering, so you can go. You can also do that. That's a fun trick too. You also would not do that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing there is I'm holding down my middle finger and my bottom hand. That way. Wrong note at the bottom, but. That's already cleaner than what we were working with. So we're going to do that from now on. It's a good trick. You can learn these tricks just on your own. I probably learned that at some point and forgot it. I forget a lot of things when I need to know them. But there are specific fingerings to make cheesing possible. But more often than not, you'll probably just find it yourself. Actually, notably, this is a cheese fingering, kind of. So, no, it's not. I'm thinking of this. You can hold down bis rather than just the B. So, like, I'll go back to the major arpeggio because that's where you would use it. You would, time you would move it is if you were going past this high C sharp. And if you were going to do that, then it would be a lot harder to do that fingering. It would actually make more sense to use this finger because you're using this button anyway. I suck at it, but either way. That would be the only really exception, but because we're not doing that, I don't have to worry about it. That's the only reason. So yeah, it depends on your saxophone, it depends on a lot of things, but ultimately just find what works for you. I just have to get used to not lifting it because it's also a little bit weird to hold it down like that. You wouldn't normally be moving it, but that's one thing you do have to get used to. It's normal. I'm honestly just trying to reinforce holding this down at this point. I can do the rest of it kind of fine. The notes are uneven, but it is what it is. Really, I'm just trying to reinforce holding this down because otherwise it becomes completely easy once I do this. So, it is what it is. That, and then if you don't lift this finger, you get a muffled note up here, so you get... You actually get the wrong note if you do that. I didn't know that. Alright, well that's it for the day. Look at that, we actually got something done. No timers went off. That's fantastic. So, I know I rambled for a lot of this video. In fact, more than 30 minutes of it. But we got everything we got everything we wanted done. So I'm going to count that as a full video. Thank you all for joining me. Yeah, like I said earlier, go listen to Fantasy sur un thème original. It's French. Fantasy is spelled like fantasy, but with an IE instead of a Y. Sur, S-U-R. Is the number 1. It's spelled U-N. Theme, T-H-E-M-E. There's a little accent on the first E. Original. It's fantasy on original theme, but in French. It's French because the dude who wrote it was French. Is what it is. So, fantastic song. It's about 6 minutes long. If you listen to nothing but modern music, you're probably not used to that, but that's okay. It's good time to start listening to classical music. Never a bad time for that. Yeah, go listen to that. I could give a couple more pieces to listen to. In fact, at some point, I actually want to do a listening day of practice because, believe it or not, listening is practice. It is really interesting because I'd be like saying, well, I do construction work, so watching people do construction work helps me improve. But for those of you who play sports, or for those of you who also play an instrument, you would actually know that that does help. While practicing is the most helpful thing, it actually is quite helpful to watch someone else do something. Someone good do something, obviously. But it is worth doing every now and then. I'll give you all some of my favorite pieces that I listen to a lot. Maybe we'll find some new ones while we're doing it. That video will probably be heavily copyrighted, so I'm not, it is what it is. But I will try and post it, and yeah. If I do post it, it probably won't earn me any money, but none of them do anyway because I don't qualify. But that's, that is what it is. So we're going to have a listening day. I don't know when. That'll probably be more of a college thing than a now thing because right now I'm just trying to prepare for college. My sound isn't what I want it to be, especially on alto, which is what I need it to be. And Also, my fingers are probably not where they should be. I missed out on a whole month of practice because of my wisdom teeth and because of money. So I need to lock in. I need to lock in is what I'm getting at. So this has been enlightening. But I want to do a listening day at some point with y'all. I think it'd be cool just to give y'all a few of my favorite pieces for saxophone, even just in general, but I'm going to do saxophone specific pieces because I'm a saxophonist. Duh. But yeah, I'm gonna do that at some point. I don't know when. I'm not gonna say soon because that means I'm gonna do it in the next week or so, but I'm going to do that at some point. I don't know when. I want to do it at some point. It'll probably be on a day where I'm feeling lazy and I just want to do something with the recording. I don't want to like leave y'all out, so I'll probably do a listening day on one of those kinds of days, which will be any time now at this point. What's that? Poking me. Something poking me. Maybe I'm tripping. I definitely felt it though. I apologize. This is an important matter. Cannot have my chair poking me. I think I'm losing it. Anyway, thank y'all for joining me. No update on the weight loss. I pretty much stayed the same weight because of all the junk I ate when I woke up. Probably go to bed in a minute. Y'all can tell how tired I am. This chair is very comfortable. Probably not going to sleep here though. That's about it. I guess I'll just let y'all go now. See y'all hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to try and record tomorrow. I think I'm going to do my cooking video Sunday morning or really, really late Saturday night. It depends on when I want to cook that sandwich. Because for me, Sunday is 2 days from now because I'm still on Friday a little bit. So I don't know when I'm going to do things, but you'll find out when they happen. So also, y'all have not been watching my videos recently. I'll need to do more of that. My monthly views have actually been going down recently. I did notice that. Also, it like all of my most recent videos have less than 10 views, and I think that's probably normal. But it is a little bit disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. That was a joke, by the way. I'm not actually like forcing y'all to watch my videos, but it would be cool if you did. So, even just watching them it brings a little light in my day every time I see the number go up. So, a little pep in my step every now and then. It actually does encourage me to keep practicing. So it's kind of a healthy cycle. It's like the more I see that number go up, the more motivated I am to practice because y'all are watching me do it. It's cool. It's a process. Y'all have seen like the highlights of my career in this thing already. Just learning how to play tenor sax correctly was like beautiful. But yeah, so I'll let y'all go. Tomorrow we're going to do the 7th chords and the chromatic scale just because I need to touch the chromatic scale every now and then. And that'll be all. See you then.